220 days. 220 days, that's how long it has been since we've watched the Baltimore Ravens play an NFL football game. That actually means something. Well, guys, I've got good news. We don't have to wait a day longer because tonight, your Baltimore Ravens will face off in Arrowhead Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. The same team that ended the Super Bowl hopes of your Ravens last year is that first team you get to get your lick against. And I could not be more excited. Welcome into Ravens Rundown. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. And we're back, baby. We are back. But the game is not the only thing that's back because, of course, with the game, that just means live watch parties are back. I will be live tonight starting 7:20 Eastern, 6:20 Central. I'll be hanging out with producer Trizzy Trey. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and join me tonight for a live watch party against the Chiefs. I mentioned the sub battle already. I'm going to go into it just a little bit and then we'll get into it. I promise. We are right now trailing by 6 subs for our week-long sub battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's going to end tonight. So hit that sub button. Let's catch up to them because we don't just want to beat them on the field. We want to beat them on YouTube as well. All right, let's get into the preview of Chiefs versus Ravens. We're going to start with some offseason additions. Who have each of these teams brought in through the offseason, whether that's through free agency or through the draft? Well, Kansas City, they knew they needed to bring in some offensive weapons. They knew that wide receiver core was not good enough. So they drafted Xavier Worthy in the first round, 28th pick overall. Then they got Marquise Brown from the Cardinals. However, he will not be playing tonight because of a shoulder injury. Kingsley Sumataya was one of their draft picks, and he's going to be starting at left tackle tonight. He's had a really strong camp for them. And of course, Carson Wentz will be backing up 15 himself. Let's talk about the Ravens. Derrick Henry, brought in free agency. He signed a 2-year deal. Deontay Hardy came in from the Buffalo Bills. He'll be a wide receiver, but more importantly, a return specialist. Nate Wiggins was the first-round draft pick from the Baltimore Ravens, who had the best preseason out of any rookie in the NFL. And then, of course, Roger Rosengarten. Very curious to see if he will get the start at right tackle tonight as well. Unfortunately, you can't just bring people in. You got to lose people as well. And these team, both of them, lost some big people. L'Jarius Sneed, Kansas City's #1 quarterback, went to Tennessee. McCall Hardman no longer on the team. Willie Gay Jr. is no longer on the team. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling, as much as you could say that's addition by subtraction, he still had almost 400 receiving yards for that Chiefs team last year. The Baltimore Ravens, however, they lost Patrick Queen. He is now, I'm not even going to say it, he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. Odell Beckham Jr. is now a Dolphin. Jadeveon Clowney and Kevin Zeitler also are no longer with the teams. With their teams. Kevin Zeitler is now a Detroit Lion. So those are the offseason losses and additions. What are my keys to victory? I need to coin this. Joey's 3 keys to victory. A lot of E's in there. Anyway, I go on. Run the ball. Okay, I got 3 words. Run the ball. It's pretty simple. We're going to look at some statistics, and I'm going to give you a little warning right now, right? Picture there's something coming across your screen. This might upset you. This might result in you throwing your phone or laptop across the room, but we got to talk about it anyway. Let's talk about what happened in the AFC Championship. In 2023, the Ravens ran power 15% of the times they ran the ball. That was number 3 in the NFL. Let's look at the Chiefs against power last year, right? Because, okay, they must have been good because you didn't do it a lot in the AFC Championship game, did you? No. They're number 31 in EPA per rush. That means expected points added. So if you break off a 30-yard rush, right, those are a lot more expected points added to your score at the end of the game than if you got a tackle for -2. That's kind of what that means. They were number 32 in success rate. 56% of the time opponents had success running power against the Chiefs. The NFL average was 36%. And number 29 in yards per carry, 5.6 yards per carry the average opponent got against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the NFL average was 4.2. Well, Joe, you say, it must have just been power, right? That must be the only thing you had the really strong advantage of over the Chiefs when it came running the ball, right? No. It was also counter, which was what the Ravens did best and most. They ran counter 20% of their run plays. That was number one in the NFL, and the NFL's average was less than 5%, and the Ravens ran it 20% of the time. Also, real quick, shout out to Warren Sharp. A lot of these statistics are coming from his preview magazine, so go get it, go read it. It's freaking awesome. He does fantastic work. Okay, let's see what the Chiefs did against the counter. Okay, they couldn't have been as bad this time as they were last time, right, Joey? Wrong. Number 32 in the NFL in expected points added per rush. Number 32 in success rate they allowed their opponents to have. Their opponents had 64% success rate running counter against them. The NFL average was 34%. And then number 17 in yards per carry. Better than last. They dead average. 4.0 yards per carry. The NFL average was 4.0 yards per carry. So you're probably saying to yourself, okay, I didn't get to watch the AFC Championship, Joey. That must just mean the Ravens ran the ball like every single play. No, you're wrong there too. You're wrong there too. The Ravens only had 3 early down running back runs. They went 69% pass on early downs in the first half. And so again, you must be saying, well, it probably wasn't a close game, right? They probably had to pass to get back in the game and not waste clock. No, it was within a touchdown the entire first half. And I'm sorry, I got to keep going on with this. But during the regular season, the Chiefs running backs averaged 31.82 rushes per game. And against the Chiefs, running backs for the Ravens only had 6 rushing attempts. And the thing about this year is the Chiefs debatably have gotten worse in this area with the absence of Willie Gay Jr. Nick Bolton's going to be great. Chris Jones is a dog. We'll talk about him in just a little bit. But now you have Derrick Henry. Derrick freaking Henry is a Baltimore Raven. So run the damn ball because he's done it better against the Chiefs than anybody in the NFL. Sarah Ellison with this tweet saying Derrick and Henry averages 5.73 yards per attempt against the Chiefs, which is the highest against any team in his career. He also averages 111.8 yards per game against KC, which is the second highest in his career against any opponent. So long story short, run the ball. That's the number one key to victory, and that's the number one thing that Todd Monken should be telling his team right now, as it is game day. So I'm setting a little line for you guys. You saw the line for the game was 109, or it was 3 points. I'm setting a line for Derrick Henry rushing yards, 109.5. You guys think he's going to go over or under that? If you think over, type O in the comment section. If you're thinking under, go ahead and type U. Before we get into my last 2 keys to victory tonight, I got to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that, of course, is Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats at the lowest prices guaranteed. If you can't wait for the season to be here tonight and want to get tickets to the big game lockdown, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. Game Time is the only place I go when I'm trying to get tickets to any college football or NFL game. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste any time searching through thousands of tickets. The tool highlights the best deals, including great and amazing deals, which are the highest value seats at the time. For some events, Game Time Picks also identifies a super deal, which is the best seat value in the venue. You've still got time to get tickets to tonight's game. And the thing I love most about Game Time is before you go to buy your ticket, you get to see the view from your seat. You get to see if there's anything blocking your view because these tickets, right, they're coveted. They're important. You want to see all the action you can, and you can see exactly what you'll be seeing from your seat before you even buy it. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. Okay, let's go on to our second key. A lot of this game kind of relies on the 2 best players on offense because the next key is Lamar Jackson against the blitz. And against Kansas City's blitz last year in the AFC Championship game, Lamar struggled. He went 1 for 6, 13 yards was his only completion, took a sack, and his expected points added per drop back was negative 0.76. And we explained what that was, right? So that means every time he dropped it back against the blitz, analytics showed that the Ravens were losing almost a full point on that. And expect Kansas City to blitz a lot, especially against a new interior offensive line group. Andrew Voorhees, Daniel Fa'alele, both of those guys are really going to be first-time starters. Now, Tyler Linderbaum's the anchor of that group, right? He's right there in the middle. I'm not worried about him, but I think Spags is one of the best defensive coordinators, especially when it comes to drawing up blitzes, and I think he's going to pinpoint Voorhees, and I think he's going to pinpoint Fa'alele to try to get to Lamar Jackson. And you got some guys to watch for Kansas City too. They've got some horses there on the defensive line group. Chris Jones, maybe the best interior defensive lineman in the entire NFL, and his contract extension back in March kind of proves that. He had 10.5 sacks last year. George Karlaftis also had 10.5 sacks last year. And Mike Dana went ahead and had himself 6.5. So this is a group to watch. These are guys to watch out for. And I think Steve Spagnuolo is going to try to, in a nice word, terrorize Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Fa'alele all night long. My last key to victory, I've got some more, but you got to tune in to tonight's live show to hear the rest of them. But the last one for this episode is get Mahomes to the ground. And it's not enough to just pressure him, but you got to get to him, right? Because if you just pressure him, Mahomes is such a freak. He's actually better in his career when he's being pressured. So if you pressure him, make it count, hit him, get him to the ground. Against 5 or more rushers in Patrick Mahomes' career, he's got a quarterback rating of 116.5. And against 4 rushers or fewer, he's got a quarterback passer rating of 109.0, right? So you can't just blitz him and not get home. You got to get home. But that's the good thing about this Chiefs team, because it's kind of like the Ravens. I would say offensive line, offensively, is where they struggle. They're going to have a rookie starting at left tackle. Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. Those are 3 of the best interior offensive linemen on this, almost in football. But Jawan Taylor, he had a struggle last year. Kingsley, he's brand new. This will be the first game he plays in the NFL. So those are the guys you got to attack. You got to attack from the outside to get to Patrick Mahomes. And if I know Zach Orr and his abilities, his capabilities as a defensive coordinator, which we don't know too much about yet, we'll get to know a little bit more tonight. But if I'm him, I'm sending guys on the edge all night long. This could be a big night for Odafe Oweh. This could be a big night for him, proving to all these Ravens fans, like, hey, Jadeveon Clowney might have left, but I'm right here to fulfill that production. He can do it tonight against a rookie left tackle and against a right tackle who's serviceable at best with Jawan Taylor. So you guys let me know who you think scores the first touchdown tonight. If I had to guess, I'm taking the King. I'm taking Derrick Henry. But you guys put your guesses down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for joining me. Colin, you mind throwing up that thumbnail for our live show later? We're going to be live tonight, again, starting at 7:20 Eastern Time. We'll be live right here on Ravens Rundown. Me and Trizzy Trace. That's the thumbnail if you're looking for it on YouTube. Come hang out with us. We'll be live an hour before the game, chopping it up, talking ball, and we'll be live with commentary, analysis, and a damn good time for the entire 60 minutes. Thanks so much for joining it, and I'll see y'all later tonight.